everyone, so I seem to have accumulated quite a lot of new makeup recently, so I thought what I'd do is, rather than review everything individually or do a collective haul, is start to use everything and let you know how I'm getting on with everything. So makeup products on trial, I think this is going to be called. So it's kind of how I'm getting on with them so far. I haven't made a final decision on all of them, and maybe you even have some tips for me if you're familiar with the products on how I can get better use out of them. So anyway, I'm going to start with two tools. These are both beauty sponges. This pink one here is the $1.99 H&M beauty sponge, and this, well, it used to be yellow one, is one of the Makeup Revolution ones. It's their soft one, and I believe this is $5.99 or $6.99. These are both wet at the moment, so this is what they look like when they're completely expanded. They're roughly the same size, aren't they? The pink one's slightly bigger. As you can see, different shapes. The pink one is more of a beauty blender shape, apart from it's got this ridge around here. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, maybe just to make it look different to the beauty blender. And this one is a bit more reminiscent of the Real Technique sponge with its slanted edges and its pointed tip. I actually am really getting on with both of these, and if I had to pick a favourite out of them, it would be the $1.99 H&M one over the Makeup Revolution one. I do slightly prefer the shape of this one because I do like the flat edges for doing the larger parts of your foundation, but this one is ever so slightly softer, and considering that's $1.99 compared to a $5.99, $6.99, that's a huge difference when you consider how often you have to repurchase them. They are both slightly stained, but admittedly that's probably me more than anything else, because I don't wash them every time, which I think you're supposed to do with beauty sponges, like wash them after every use. So yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with that. I'm going to get a few more of those H&M ones, and I'll probably do a full proper review on my blog once I've used it properly, you know, given it a few washes, and I can let you know how well it lasts. Talking of budget brands, this is the first ever item I brought from Freedom. It's their Pro Conceal and Correct palette, and this is in the shade Fair. So as you can see, you get 6 quite different shades, but all on the fairer side as far as concealer goes. As you can see, well, you might be able to see, I'm getting much more use out of some of the shades than others. I mainly use this one to cover blemishes, and or this one, no, this one under the eyes and blemishes. This one mainly just for under the eyes, sometimes mixed with that one, depending how dark I am under the eyes. The lighter salmony pink one I have used as well. The other 3, not so much. They're not quite dark enough to use as a contour shade, and my skin's too fair to use them for anything else at the moment, but I probably will get use out of it when I go on holiday and have a slight tan. But as for the formula, I'm actually really impressed. This whole palette is only £5. So considering that you get all that product for a £5, they're really, really creamy, really, really easy to blend. They do take quite a long time to set down, so you have to kind of leave it a little bit before you put any powder on, because they do stay quite sort of wet for a while, but I suppose that's good in a way because it means the formula is quite creamy. I do find they crease on me, not terribly, and I haven't found a concealer that doesn't crease on me yet. So overall I'm pretty impressed with that, and I am continuing to use it. Next up is 4 Maybelline products. Can you tell that they were on offer? So first of all, 2 foundations. I tried out the Maybelline Fit Me foundation and the Maybelline Dream Velvet Mousse foundation. Both very different formulas, both very different claims. So the reason I bought the Fit Me one is because I saw Pixie Woo. I can't remember which of the Pixie Woo sisters recommended it, but they recommended it for dry skin, which immediately caught my eye because I do have dry skin. So it says it's luminous and smooth, and it's for normal to dry skin. I've got it in shade 113, which I believe is the lightest shade, but correct me if you know any different. And so far I'm kind of on the fence. It's not the miracle dry skin foundation I was hoping it might be based on what she said. I still prefer the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation as far as drugstore foundations go, but it's not bad. It does give a nice effect. It's a reasonably medium coverage, so it is covering up a lot of my redness at the moment. It does tend to have that tendency not to set though, so if I put powder on it can dry me out a bit, and if I don't put powder on it kind of swishes around my face if I'm not careful, and if I touch it it transfers. Shade wise, slightly too dark, and it does oxidise a little bit as well, so I'm not hating it but I'm not loving it. I am still using it sort of every now and then for an everyday foundation, but it's definitely not a holy grail. The other one is definitely a matte. I'll say that one's quite a satin finish. This one is a matte finish. It's designed to be. I do like the packaging. I know it's not as glamorous or as high-end looking, but I just love how practical it is and easy it is to travel with. I've got this in shade 01 Natural, again the lighter shade, again and if anything slightly too dark for me, which is a bit of a shame because it is a lovely, lovely foundation. It goes on beautifully, sets really nicely, I don't need to put any powder on it, it's a medium coverage, gives me a really nice initial finish, but throughout the day, any dry patches I've got, it will start to cling to them. I was really attracted to it because it said it's soft, matte and hydrating, and very often I just steer clear of the matte finish foundations because of my skin being quite dry. If I'm having a really good skin day, I'm not at all dehydrated, I haven't got a cold, I'm not run down, and I'm not got any dry patches, I love this. But if I'm starting to have any dry patches at all, I will steer clear of it. So again, on the fence. Sometimes I love it, sometimes it's just not suitable for me. Oh, itchy eye, sorry. It's just not one that I would wear every day because of my skin type. But if you've got oily skin, or it's oily but dehydrated rather than being dry, or very normal skin, then I definitely recommend that as to try out. I think they're both about $6.99, $7.99. And also from Maybelline, I've got 2 of the colour tattoos in Creamy Matte. This more yellowy toned one is called Creme de Nude. And this more pinky toned one, unsurprisingly, is called Creme de Rose. I did actually do a comparison between the Creme de Rose and the MAC paint pot in Painterly, if you want to have a look at that on my blog. And overall I was very impressed with the Creme de Rose. I do like it as a base. On its own it creases, as a base under eyeshadow I do like it. It makes the eyeshadows more they stand out more, the colour, and it does make them last longer. The only disappointment so far is I do find there is a difference between the formula in these 2 shades. I much prefer the Creme de Rose formula than I do the Creme de Nude formula. So interesting that they're so different. They're about $4.99 though, and then you can usually get them on 3 for $2. And the last thing I'm trying out, oh sorry, I think I'm slouching a lot, I need to sit up a bit more. The last thing I'm trying out is from Avon, and it's their Glimmer Stick Brow Definer in dark brown. So it's a crayon brow product that you, what do you call that? That's retractable, so the product's retractable. It hasn't got a spoolie, that's a little bit disappointing. And it's around £5 I think. I got it when it was, I think it was on offer for only like $1.99, so an absolute bargain. The product itself I like the way it goes on, it gives a natural look as far as the formula is concerned. It's not waterproof or anything like that, so if you rub your eyes or if you take a tight, like a roll neck top off, or if you get wet, it is going to smudge. The main disappointment for me with this so far though is the colour. I've got it on today, but I'm really not happy with how my brows look. It's a very, very warm brown. See if I can swatch it to show you. So it's a very, very warm brown. So if you're red-headed or got a very warm chestnutty coloured hair, then it would probably look lovely. But I'm very much needing a cooler coloured brown for my brows to make them look more natural. So it's a bit of a shame because I do love the formula itself, or I like the formula itself, but the colour's just not going to work for me. I find that if I'm wearing this, I end up putting a powder product over the top to make it cooler in colour, so then what's the point really in wearing this? So that's a bit of a shame. I am on the lookout for a really good brow product, so yeah, I will continue the search for that. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing my ramblings on my little collection of makeup that I'm trying out at the moment. Any tips for me, then of course comment down below. Let me know what your favourite things are that you're trying out at the moment. Give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos. I'll see you next time. Bye!